Hi everyone and welcome back to the IT Hub. In today's lesson, we are going to continue with another lesson in the Jamaica Food and Rum Festival SBA. In a previous lesson, we had looked at how we were to create the sample document that is pretty much the proposal for the Jamaica Food and Rum Festival. However, we did not quite complete it as we did not create the automatic table of contents. Now, if my memory serves me correct, your SBA requires you to have at least 2 levels of headings. And so, based on what we had covered in the previous video, you should have at least 2 levels of headings. Now, here's how we create the automatic table of contents. One of the first things we need to do is we need to set up the different heading styles in Microsoft Word. An easy way to do that is to simply reuse the headings that they have. I'm only going to be adjusting headings 1 and 2, but if you needed additional headings, then you could simply create those additional headings, all right? By clicking here and going to, you just simply add some additional headings. I'm not seeing the option right now. Right, so this is, you would click here and then you would create a style if you needed to. But for our purpose and intents and purposes, we're only going to be using 2. So what we do is we're going to modify heading 1 and heading 2. Now, please do not click on or highlight any specific piece of text. Just put your cursor in a blank area while we modify the headings. So I'm going to right click on heading 1, and this is found under the Home tab, and I'm going to say modify. So I'm going to do it APA stylish, you want to call it that. And I'm going to say that I want the font style to be Times New Roman because the rest of the body of my document is Times New Roman. I want the heading size to be 12. I want it to be bold, so I'm clicking on bold. I want the color to be black, so I'm going to change that to automatic. I also want the heading to be centered, so I will change alignment to center. And I think that's it. I don't need to adjust the what you want to call it now. The paragraph should be double line space. I think this one is double line space, right? Because you don't want it to be adjusting what the document that you have currently, because that document is currently set to double line spacing, or it should be set to double line spacing. All right. So now once you have set the settings that you want for your level of heading, then you can go ahead and click OK. Right? So I'm going to click OK. And I'm going to do heading 2. I'm doing both of them at once, so that when we're doing the table of contents, we can just adjust the headings and then just do the table of contents in one go. So let's do heading 2. Same thing, right click on heading 2, modify. We're going to keep it black. We're going to bold it. However, we're going to leave it left aligned. So I'm not going to change this alignment here. I'm still going to change the font style to Times New Roman, and I'm going to also change it to font size 12. And the line spacing is double. All right. We are not going to indent anything. If you had a level 3 heading, then you'd have to create an additional heading style. And when you get to it now, you would indent it by using this icon here. But as I said, the syllabus only requires you to have at least 2 headings for your automatic table of contents. And so that's what I'm going to be doing for this document. I'm going to click OK. Now we are ready to make changes to our document. So we're going to scroll past the table of contents page, and we're going to highlight. I'm going to click on heading 1, right? All right, let me scroll back down. Highlight the heading first and then click on heading 1. So notice it has this little triangle on it, so that way you know that the formatting that you use had applied to it. So I'm going to scroll down and do the other heading ones. Highlight heading 1. These now are heading 2. So heading 2. So all the parish names that I have here, I'm going to set to heading 2. And you notice, guys, that even if I use up the first 2 headings, Word gave me a heading 3, but I don't need to use it, so I'm not going to mess about with it. I'm just going to go ahead and just do all of my headings. And this is my last one, that's Trelawney, heading 2. I'm going to scroll down to the remaining part of the documents. And what I have here, schedule of events, is heading 2 as well. Don't have any subheading. So if I had a subheading of oh, sorry. So the mistake I made a while ago, I set the schedule of events to heading 2. It should be a heading 1. So I'm going to click heading 1. So it goes back in the center. So that way you actually see that the formatting that I set for heading 1 actually works. Because maybe you are saying, oh, it doesn't work, but it does. Right? I'm going to highlight sponsorship packages and set it to heading 1. Now, if you had a subheading of a level 2 heading, say, for example, under Trelawney, you had places of interest as a subheading of that, then that would have been a level 3 heading. All right. So now that we have sorted out the formatting for each of our headings, we're going to go to the page where I have table of contents. Now I'm going to remove this. You don't have to, but you'll see what I mean in a short while. Take out the word table of contents. And I'm going to go to insert. No, not insert. I'm going to go to references. That's references tab. And I'm going to select table of contents from the table of contents group. Waiting for that to load. So there are different styles of table of contents. You can have one that just says contents at the top and the heading styles coming out with the page numbers. You can have table of contents, the heading styles staggered. Then you can have table of contents, and this one says manual table. I tend to use automatic table tool, so I'm going to select that. And voila, it appears. So notice my event brief, parish geographical profiles, schedule of events, and sponsorship packages are all level 1 headings, but the parishes themselves are level 2 headings, so we have 2 levels of heading. Now, I'm going to ensure that this table of contents conforms to the same font style and font size and font color as the rest of the documents. I highlight it, go back to my home tab, drop down the box for the font style. I change it to Times New Roman. I change the color to black. And I'm going to center this table of contents heading here. And students, that is the table of contents. Now, here's an interesting fact. If you made some change in the document, say to the name of some heading, or you added something, all you need to do, just click on the update table of contents option. So if you click on the table of contents, it would normally appear here. It's not coming up for me now. But there's an option that would normally come here. If it's not coming up right here, then you can simply right click on the table of contents and say update field. All right, and you get the option to update a table of contents. But students, that's it. There's nothing to it. The table of contents is very easy. All you need to do is ensure your documents is ready, modify the heading styles, and once you have modified the heading styles, highlight each of your headings, and you are going to click on the appropriate heading that style, heading formatting that you want, with a heading 1 or heading 2 or heading 3 if you have a heading 3. And then all you need to do is to click in the area or the page where you want to create the table of contents, and then you're going to just say insert the table of content and select the style that you want to use. Notice this is 16. I don't want it to be 16. I want it to be a heading 1. And I don't quite understand why this is gone back to blue. But let us just change it to heading 1, and I'm going to set it to black. Right? And that is the table of contents, guys. Okay, here's the thing that comes up for the table of contents. All right, so that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you learned something new. If you have found the video useful, as usual, why don't you give it a nice thumbs up, like and share with your friends. And also, if you are just new to the channel and you have not subscribed, why don't you take the time and click the subscribe button, and by the way, hit the notification bell so that when I drop some more videos, you'll be the first one to know.